some of this.
Better lock him up before his army of sentient cheddar takes. Winging it. With the imposters flushed out, you board a plane for a mission with your personal pilot. But evil henchmen blow 7,000 feet. You've got the superpowers needed to save yourself as you plummet. But which one of your powers on its own will be least helpful right now? A. Super speed, B. Telekinesis, or C. Precognition. In avoiding becoming a super pancake, telekinesis sure would be handy. You can use your mind to pull a nearby plane in your direction to save you, or retrieve a parachute from the wreckage of your own plane. Even better, you could levitate your way out of danger using telekinetic flight like X-Men's Jean Grey. As for super speed, we can look towards the Flash. The speedster was able to save himself from a free fall in a similar situation by spinning his arms towards the ground so fast they created whirlwinds and pockets of air that decreased his free fall momentum. Precognition might have come in handy before taking off on your flight, as having a premonition that your plane was going to be blown up could have stopped you boarding it. But right now, you're already in free fall. The only thing you're likely to predict is your own death. Knowing the outcome won't make much difference to your ability to get help in your specific circumstances. So don't rely on precognition to save your rapidly plummeting hiney, especially when the other two options are available. Velocity shmushmashity. You've managed to land successfully, but your pilot's still free-falling at 120 miles per hour. You can fly to her rescue and save her. What's the safest way to catch someone who's falling so fast? A. Fly up from below, B. Fly down from above, or C. Fly in from the side.
Actually, let me smell some of the cobblestone. Well, some of it, actually. Oh, that's it. There.
Initially, it seems like it'd be easy to fly up from below and catch the pilot. But despite what old Superman movies might have you believe, this would be a very bad move. The enormous difference between the pilot's downward momentum and your upwards or sideways momentum as you swoop up or across to save her would likely turn her insides to pilot puree. The only way is to fly down from above, reaching her height, then matching her speed on the way down.
For all you vegetarians out there, this is the part that they don't want you to see. If you're a meat eater, you're doing the right thing. This is what happens to vegetables. We're not doing this in the meat factories. Look at this. There's a mom giving birth to a baby. It's a C-section. I'm performing it. Cut the umbilical cord. Look how happy she is. And guess what? I'm getting her ready to put on the grill. I'm going to season her up. Put some salt, some peppers on her. Throw her right on the grill. I'm going to eat her. And when her baby grows up, they do the same thing.
Means that you can gently grab hold, then decelerate without ripping her to shreds. Busload of problems.
Oh, Jack, if you're watching this, hop online on Fortnite in a bit.
A highway bridge has collapsed and there's a bus full of children teetering on the crumbling edge. You need to head fast, but your recent exertion has only led you to use a single power. Which superpower do you use from street level to save everyone with as few casualties as possible? A. Super strength, B. Energy blast, or C. Cryokinesis.
Oh, he's right there. I will just head to bed.
First of all, an energy blast aimed at a bus full of kids on a fragile collapsing bridge? I think not. And even if you used your blast to get yourself up there, the restriction to a single power means you'd have no super strength to pull the bus to safety. Option A, super strength seems like a good plan. Surely you could just jump up to the bus and gently drag it back onto the bridge, right? Not quite. When it comes to force, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The downward force on the ground as you leap up high could crack the earth beneath your feet, potentially damaging the bridge's lower structures around you. If that doesn't further damage the bridge, your landing almost certainly will, and the kids could fall before you're able to reach them. So that leaves us with cryokinesis, the ability to generate and control ice. Like Frozone from The Incredibles, you could create a huge pillar of ice from the road to the front of the bus, molding the ice into the necessary shape and density.
I need the card.
High-density pillar could have enough strength to
That's
get the
better.
vehicle back onto the bridge or hold it into place, allowing the children to escape out the emergency door. You could even make them a little ice slide for the way down. Pretty cool. Cinco de Hero. After the heroic rescue, henchman of Capitaine Francais, who's on a vendetta against superheroes since being exposed as an imposter. He traps you in a chair made of materials that strip you of all
You guys don't wonder why it's called Fortnite? I'm way too lazy to just name it. So yeah. I imagine I see like 8,000 people watching. I'm just like, what? What? Well, that'll never happen. Oh. Oh my god. Is he coming? Oh, oh. Okay, I'm alive. Ah!
As you'll hopefully have noticed by the items each person has, Capitaine Francais hasn't caught civilians. He's caught superheroes in disguise. See that amulet around the waist? Because that's Carol Danvers.
Hello.
Captain Marvel herself, wearing her symbol as a classy
You're
necklace.
back.
Comic book series, Aquaman lost a hand in a pool of piranhas, which led to gaining his iconic harpoon hand. His half Atlantean heritage allows him to breathe underwater, so he'll be fine too. That leaves Batman, or Bruce Wayne. His identity's pretty obvious once you spy the batarang in his pocket. Batman has held his breath for over 6 minutes in the past, but even if he could push it further, 3 hours is impossible for any human. Plus, unlike the other two, to actively hold his breath, Bruce needs to be conscious. Without his batsuit, Bruce Wayne's little more than a filthy rich regular Joe. It's rarely said, but in this case, it looks like Batman needs saving. Better get to it, hero. Did you prove to be the ultimate superhero by getting every answer right? Let me know how many you got right in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.
Whoa. Loser. Oh! Where's he going? I don't know what's happening. Nothing. Ba, 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 ba.
Jumping forward to the not-so-distant future, join me now on an unforgettable adventure that'll put everything you think you know about space to the test. With you in the spaceship captain seat.
Putting all of this in my inventory because I'm moving out. Finding someplace new.
Diverting doom. As winner of the Earth's finest Space Captain Award for 2099, you've been assigned to deal with a 10-mile-wide asteroid that's headed straight for our planet. Alongside your crew, you'll need to choose the best course of action. Do you A, launch a nuclear bomb at the asteroid, blowing it to pieces, and get as far away as possible? B, spray the asteroid in a nice white paint, so at least it looks cool if it hits Earth? Or C, attempt to nudge it off course with your ship? Nudging even a small asteroid with your ship would be a very risky endeavor, even if your ship was designed for that purpose. But pushing a 10-mile-wide asteroid off course in this way would require an extreme amount of energy, not to mention the damage it'd do to your ship. As for the explosive option, the blast would only make more, smaller, but still lethal chunks headed for Earth. After all, even asteroids around 35 meters across can pose a threat to a town or city. The paint job, on the other hand, would trigger something known as the Yarkovsky effect. By using a bright color that reflects light, less of the sun's energy would be absorbed by the asteroid. This energy
Nope.
would instead be reflected in a high enough quantity to produce
Nobody
a
needs
force
scooter
and actually
eyes.
change
There we
the
go.
asteroid's path. This is a real method that
Wait,
our
I
world's
gotta get
finest
everything
scientists have
in
proposed to
place.
deal with rogue asteroids. Space
Sorry, my
pirates.
inventory is so
As you
messy,
venture out
bro.
further into the solar system, you're suddenly attacked by space pirates. Before long, they're racing alongside you, less than 100 feet away. They're preparing their weapons for an attack, so you'll need to act fast before they blow you to cosmic smithereens. Do you A, shoot them with the powerful sideward blaster on the front end of your ship? B, use your
Oh, I
weird
feel so
sideward
bad
blasters on both the
that I'm
front
moving
and
away from
rear
that
of your
old
ship?
house.
Or C, hit them with your nuclear bomb.
Oh yeah, nobody's watching this stream.
Firing a nuclear bomb at a target less than 100 feet away is suicide. After all, the explosion would be unrestricted by the air we have on Earth, sending deadly shrapnel, radiation, and heat in all directions. Your front-only blasters, on the other hand, will generate a significant amount of unbalanced force on your ship's front end.
Guess
This
I
will
could
send you
build right
spinning out
here.
of control. Shooting the front and rear blasters at the same time means the forces upon your ship are equal. You'll just be pushed slightly further away while retaining your forward momentum and ensuring an accurate.
Guys, if this is your idea of drawing, you need to try Just Draw. Check this out. It's this new puzzle game on the App Store where the characters are in like a sticky situation. You gotta help them out. Like, check out this rooster. Why is he sleeping? Let's wake his ass up. Nice. Oh, look at this woman freaking out about this mouse. Yeah, I'm just drawing a cat. That should do the trick. Yup, yeah, let's see, it worked. Oh, it's raining on this woman. Now maybe I'll draw a roof over her.
Lol.
Great shot. Sayonara, space pirates. Cut loose.
Did I bring?
After
Yes,
your
I brought the
space battle,
bones.
your ship
I brought.
needs some minor
I brought the
repairs. You head
bones.
out in your
Yes.
spacesuit and start fixing a
Hey, buddy.
damaged oxygen tank
You
on the
want a bone?
ship's side. Suddenly, the tank explodes.
He's my
flying
buddy.
outward with enough
Yes, I
force
got
to
a
sever
pet.
your support line.
Come on,
While the
buddy.
snap
Come
slows
over
your
here.
movement down to a walking pace, it
He may
disabled
sit down
your suit's propulsion
while
systems,
I
and now
build her
you're
home.
slowly floating away. Spacesuits
I
take
lost all of
45
my
minutes to
bones,
put on,
but
so no one will be able to
at
rescue
least
you for at
I got a
least that long.
friend.
How do you get back into the airlock? A, wait for help, remaining still and calm. B, move your legs and arms in a swimming motion. Or C, take off your spacesuit shoe and throw it away from you, breaching your spacesuit in the process. In space, doing nothing for 45 minutes could leave you hundreds, if not thousands of miles away from your ship, bringing your chances of rescue close to zero. Trying to swim would be useless, as there's no medium to push against in a vacuum of space. You need to throw something to change your momentum. The shoe from a spacesuit would be heavy enough to change the direction of your walking pace flotation, and a well-aimed throw would have you floating back to the spaceship. That's not to say it'll be a pleasant journey, though. Space debris. Although you're floating back to safety, moving your shoe has breached your spacesuit, with the air rushing almost instantly out of your suit. Do you A, breathe out as far as you can, B, take a deep breath and hold it, or C, hold some breath in your lungs, but not too much? While countless space films would have you believe you'd freeze up or explode in space's vacuum, this is inaccurate. Depending on whether you were in shade or direct sunlight, your foot might experience some freezing or burning, but nothing deadly. The danger is that the vacuum of space will try its best to pull the air out of your body by any means. This can rupture your blood vessels, or worse if you don't help the air leave your body as soon as possible. So your best bet is unquestionably to force it out before space does the forcing for you. Pit stop. After surviving your traumatic near-death experience, you continue your exploration mission, ending up near Jupiter. Unfortunately, more serious issues arise with your ship, and you need to park it up somewhere so you can get out in your suit and fix it. In your area of the solar system, there are three choices.
Buddies,
A, the
come with
surface of
me.
Jupiter. B, the surface of Jupiter's moon Europa. Or C, the surface of a passing asteroid that's traveling at 67,000 miles per hour.
And never mind, buddy. You're able to stay with me.
reservoirs of gas that account for much of Jupiter's bulk, its solid core would be no place to stop. With temperatures as high as 64,000 degrees Fahrenheit, it's not exactly an ideal garage spot. Europa isn't a great spot for a hurried outside repair job either, as its surface is constantly bombarded by lethal radiation emitted by Jupiter. Even your spacesuit couldn't protect you from that. Which leaves the asteroid. While 67,000 miles per hour may seem fast, it's the same speed Earth travels relative to the Sun. After all speed is relative. With a little acceleration, the asteroid would be relatively easy for your ship to land on and would soon be free of the worst of Jupiter's radiation. Staying grounded. You're all parked up on the 2-mile wide space rock. Pushing off the ship down to the asteroid's surface, you're unexpectedly hurled 30 feet forward in the minimal gravity.
Come on, what's taking so long? Can't you see she's in pain? Do something! Gently now. You're hurting her. Be careful. Oh, wow. I'm a dad? Hey, watch it with those. Are you even licensed? Carefully now. It'll be all right, honey. I swear, if you leave a scar. I'm so glad that's over. Come on, honey, let's get out of here.
What's this, Tungus?
A machine that picks snacks based on mood.
My turn.
Sup? 2 sandwiches for only $4. AM, PM. Too much good stuff.
Buddy, as you balance yourself, you realize you picked up an almost empty oxygen tank and it just ran out. You really need to work on your organization skills. That is, if you make it back to the ship, of course. How do you get back? A, crawl slowly back to the ship, hoping you don't pass out from lack of oxygen. B, wait for your crew to suit up and retrieve you. Or C, utilize the low gravity to jump back to the ship, pushing off the ground as hard as possible. Remember what I mentioned earlier about it taking 45 minutes to put a spacesuit on? Well, going without oxygen for that amount of time, there's almost no chance you'd survive. As for the low gravity jump, bad idea. The gravity on asteroids can be so weak that moving around without floating off into space is a real challenge. You've experienced the lack of gravity already, leaving your ship, so jumping high would likely mean floating away to your slow, lonely death. The only option is to stay low and pull yourself carefully along. The minimal remaining oxygen in your blood should last, seeing as your life depends on it. Below the belt. Back on the ship, with repairs completed, you decide to begin your return to Earth. But disaster strikes again. You realize there's not enough food to last your crew all the way back to Earth. You only have enough to get to Mars, where luckily you know of a few human bases. But getting to Mars means passing through the asteroid belt between Jupiter and the Red Planet. If you take it slow, you can be more careful, but it'll mean your journey will include 3 weeks without food. Which is the best option? A, take it slow, risking fatal starvation for both yourself and your crew. B, select one crew member who will be forced to give up their food for everyone else. Or C, race as quickly as possible through the asteroid belt without risk of starvation.
Buddy, where'd you go?
Firstly, essentially sacrificing a crew member is going to turn at least one of them against you, which could lead to mayhem. That's the last thing you need. Slowness and starvation may seem wise, but is in fact
Yes,
unnecessary.
come in.
The asteroid belt seems
Buddy?
daunting, but the actual number
No,
of sides
do
of the
not.
asteroid
Ah.
and huge distances of the area is negligible. And so are your chances
Buddy.
of hitting one. NASA sends probes these collisions are incredibly unlikely. So make haste. To Mars. You make it to Mars, but your ship malfunctions during landing and you crash to the ground. You're the only survivor, but you manage to find your way to a nearby base. The sturdy doors to the pressurization chamber open, revealing a woman in a dress who greets you with a smile. Once the doors close and you're repressurized, you enter the base. Only something seems amiss with the people. Eventually, the base's overseer tells you one of the inhabitants has been replaced by an alien imposter. Can you work out who it is? A man who insists on
I got you, doggy bud.
claiming he's been burned by exposure on Mars.
I'm coming
B,
home.
the woman who let you in.
Yes.
Or C, the man with each eye a different color.
In here. Never let you do.
It's possible for a human to have different colored eyes. Just look at the original Space Oddity himself, David Bowie. The condition is called heterochromia iridis. As for the bandage man, your suspicion as to why he wants to remain covered is understandable. But all other possibilities are eliminated when you consider that the woman, wearing nothing but a dress, exposed herself to the raw surface elements of Mars when she let you in. Clearly, she's able to survive on the surface
Let's just
of
go
Mars
home.
unscathed, and that is
Live in
something we
peace.
humans sadly cannot do. Take it home.
There we go, buddy.
The imposter reveals that she's
You're still
actually a Martian,
safe.
part of an ancient underground civilization on the Red Planet. While
Probably
originally
the-
sent to the surface to spy on
probably
humans,
better.
she's grown fond of them and wants to help you get home. She says she'll allow you to use her personal spaceship if you can solve her one riddle. For this, you'll have to use all your cunning and figure the answer out for yourself. I am found where every end begins, as well as the end of time and space. I am essential to creation, and I surround every place. What am I?
Okay, buddy.
I hope you guessed it, or you'll be making Mars your new home. So what starts every end, comes at the end of time and space, is a part of creation, and surrounds every place. Simple.
Good
The
little
letter
doggy.
E. And speaking of that letter, Earth, here we come. Lonesome Road. Traveling back to Earth on the Martian ship, weeks and weeks of loneliness and boredom begin to drive you crazy. One day you notice there's a cryo chamber that the Martian has previously used to freeze herself on long journeys. What should you do? A, nothing. Wait out the 300-day journey, even if it takes a toll on your sanity. B, program the cryo chamber for 300 days and climb in to pass the time. Or C, try the cryo chamber for a single week, so if anything goes wrong with the ship, you're more than likely to wake up in time to fix it.
We're on the fast track to going home, puppy. Not going home,
While
but
sleep seems appealing, there's one small problem. Humans simply can't be frozen in this way. It's a sci-fi myth. In reality, our cells and bodies are too delicate to withstand freezing of this kind, even for a week. As she already demonstrated, the Martian is able to withstand much harsher conditions, so we can't compare our body's capabilities to hers. And so, without another choice, favoring madness over death, we wait. It's going to be a long ride. Did you make it to the end of this crazy spacebound adventure? And how many of these space riddles did you get correct? Let me know in the... the beach. You just can't beat it. Sipping margaritas on the sand might seem like paradise, but the terrifying truth is that you never know exactly what's hiding beneath the waves. Just about anything can turn up on the shore, and coming up are some of the strangest things people have ever discovered. Ambergris. Picture this. You're out for a romantic stroll along the beach one day when you suddenly catch a whiff of something truly foul. Naturally, you follow the scent, expecting to stumble upon a rotting fish carcass, only to discover this instead. A couple in Lancashire, UK, who discovered this rugby ball-sized, grayish, rubbery mess in 2016 described its potent smell as
Hey,
something
Mom,
like a cross between
I just got on a new
manure.
Minecraft house.
Delicious. You might wonder
My other house was
why
just
stop to
too
pick up
small,
something so
so I'm
gross.
making one
What
with
if I told
3
you this
floors
disgusting
or
object
2.
earned a couple of cool 70 grand. Turns out
I
this
just
smelly rock,
need a better
weighing
house.
1.57 kilograms, was actually a lump of solidified whale vomit known as ambergris. And you'll never guess what makes it so valuable. The rare substance is secreted in the bile duct and intestines of sperm whales and is
Okay,
actually
Mom.
used in the perfume industry to make scents last
Sure
longer.
thing.
That's right, you might be spraying whale vomit.
Now I need to
on your
head back to
skin
my
before
old
daylight.
house to get some coal.
2019,
I
even a
left it
larger
there.
lump of this so-called floating gold saved a fisherman in Thailand from
You
financial
puppy,
ruin
you
when
stay.
found it laying in the sand.
Yeah.
55-year-old
Okay, you puppy, you
Julius
stay home.
Bagshot stored
I'll
the
be back
14-pound
asleep.
unknown object in his shed for over a year before experts determined it was the genuine article and offered him an eye-watering 200 grand to take it off his hands. Boy, oh booey. There's
No.
nothing more wholesome than a family day out at the seaside.
See that house over there?
One family on the coast of Bury Point in Wales
Sorry.
spotted a
I was just looking at riddles.
distance.
While you're playing a game?
Mhm.
What did I tell you about that?
Okay, I'll stop.
Built all that yourself?
Yeah. Where's all the coal? I lost all my coal, I guess. What? Yeah, I guess. No. I should make some more stairs. No. I'm not. I'm just not hungry. I definitely need to make some more stairs. Oh, puppy. Silly dog. Are you coming to your owner? Yeah, come on. Come inside. You're gonna stay put. There we go. Good dog. You stay there. And I'm gonna work on some of this. I'm gonna work on my house. Poop. I can't believe I'm making an actual better house now. I started off with just like a 4x4. I mean, like, I guess a 1x1 or a 4x4. And now I'm starting off with like a house that's actually good. I used to have just a little tiny block. This will be me lookout tower. Hi, buddy. Okay, now I'm gonna make some slabs. Finally making something out of stone. Stone. Ah. And still, I've been doing this for like 39 minutes.